You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, hello and welcome to the In the Process podcast. My name is Roman Martinez, and here today with me is Noemi Ibarra.
Hey guys.
So this is the first in-person podcast. This is something that I'm trying to incorporate. After post-COVID. Mm-hmm. So this is what we're trying to aim for. So, hello, Noemi. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Well, tell us about you. Tell us your name. Not your name. What you do. Where you're based off. Why you're here today.
Okay, yeah. So I am originally from Chicago. I've lived here my whole life. So, and what I do, I guess my full-time job is I'm a marketing analyst for a consulting company. That's my main job. My second job is I started my business called I Am Designs, and we sell basically t-shirts and hoodies with positive affirmations. And I guess that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yes. So when I met you, I had no idea that you were into fashion. That you were trying to get into like that space. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw like Instagram and I saw you open your brand, and I was like, would you look at that? Because I saw the level of professionalism. I was like, that's pretty good. And I follow you of course. And I saw like the line and everything. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So that's why I wanted to know more. You said that your line is like based on affirmations. That's kind of like what you were trying to aim for. So let's start with the beginning. How did you get into like fashion? How did you get the idea for?
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with fashion in particular. Mm-hmm. My mom actually was the one that I guess kind of got me into fashion. She would always make our dresses. I have like 5-6 sisters. Yeah. So she would make our dresses and stuff as we were little kids. And I always saw her and wanted to like do that. But she never had the patience or time, honestly, to really teach me. It wasn't until high school that they had like a fashion class. Mm-hmm. So I took the class, I fell in love. And ever since then, I was like making my own dresses. I made my prom dress. Mm-hmm. I made like costumes. And I would like fix everyone's clothes. Yeah. And I'm like petite, so I would fix my own clothes and make my own clothes. So that's really where it started. And then I guess middle of high school, like sophomore and junior year, I started working with my mom. She worked at a boutique. Mm-hmm. And I would go there and meet like wedding designers and seamstresses and everything. And that's kind of like what really got me even more excited. Mm-hmm. But they all basically tore my dreams apart because they told me that like the fashion industry is very hard. Like you work hard, long, hard hours. You're always like having to keep up with the trends and transitions, but you don't get paid well. No. You get paid trash. And that kind of, I guess, veered me away from being a true designer because you had these awesome, huge designers that, sell millions in wedding dresses telling me basically like, don't do it. So that tore my confidence apart. So that's, I guess, where I was like, okay, what's the next best thing? Mm-hmm. And I was like, maybe I can just do the business side of fashion and still work for like, huge fashion brands, but on the business side. Okay. So then that's where I transitioned into business. My senior year of high school, I took a business class and then I started a work study program. So I worked for PepsiCo actually. Half like I would go to school and then work part-time there. Nice. That's kind of where I guess my whole business career started.
That's awesome. Awesome. Now that you're like getting to the fashion industry, what would you say, like, were they right on what they told you? Like, I know that it can be really discouraging when somebody like you look up to, like they say something that like that. And I know they do it like out of like from the best intentions because like it's hard. Yeah. But what would you say right now? Like, is it hard? Is it worth it? The path that you're taking right now?
I mean, it's definitely hard, especially doing it all on your own. You know, a lot of designers are usually under some kind of company or management that like helps them, you know, get exposure and get deals and stuff. So doing it on your own is definitely hard. And also like they have the training to do everything that they're supposed to be doing. And I'm kind of just doing it on my own. But I mean, I love it. Obviously, I wouldn't have started if it wasn't something that I was passionate about. But the biggest thing for me, and I feel like I've learned this in starting my business, is having some kind of passion or like purpose in what you're doing as well. It's not just like, oh, I'm making cute t-shirts. It's like I'm making cute t-shirts that will inspire someone, you know, to either be confident or to remind themselves that they are, you know, worthy and loved. But also, I mean, especially, I didn't know this about the fashion industry, but it is so wasteful. In like, you need to go to like through several samples and every single sample is basically just trashed. Also like packaging. Imagine how many packages are being like shipped out. And that's something that I've never really thought about before. And now I have to think about in my business, like how do I make it sustainable also? And those are just like aspects that I never really considered. So I think for me, it's not even just about fashion anymore. It's also about like the purpose behind it.
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's something really important to like take in, because like you start basically because you have a dream. And I guess most of the time, and I'm talking like personal experience, like having a dream, like it can take you until a certain point. And then, but I feel like you kind of like took you there, and then you started discovering more that pushed you to like continue to like, you know, continue trying like.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, because I felt like my dreams were torn. I think that's why I focus on that aspect a lot in my business as well. Like I just want people to be confident enough to do whatever they want to do. If it's fashion, go for it. Like if it's working in corporate America, I wouldn't recommend it. Like go for it. A lot of times we second guess ourselves. We are our own worst critic. And we need to stop that, especially as first generation students. I remember, what we were talking before, like being first generation, like it's, especially here in like in the United States, being first generation, it's like being like, first of all, like a needle in the haystack, because there's not a lot. And we're thrown into corporate America not knowing anything. And yeah, exactly. Like we have to, I mean, promote ourselves. Like we can do the same as people are doing here. Like that's why we're here. We are capable of doing that. And but like for you being first gen, like did that like, was that like a roadblock, or did it affect you like negatively or positively? Like what happened with that? Of course. I feel like I wouldn't say it's negative or positive. There's some negative aspects, some positive aspects. Specifically with fashion, right? I think you agree with me, felt the need to have to be successful. You know, like my parents did not move across their country, like, you know, basically throw away their own dreams to give us a better lives. I have to be successful. I have to make money. I guess that's part of the reason why I chose business, right? Because that's, I guess, the easy way out. It's like getting a college degree, working in corporate America, getting that 401k. Like that's the American dream. But I had all of that and I still felt unfulfilled. And that's really when I was like, okay, why do I feel that? Like I have everything I'm supposed to have, right? I have a great job in corporate America, Fortune 500 company, a great salary, great career, traveled all over the world. And I still feel unfulfilled. And I think part of it is because as first generations, we feel the need to give back to our community. We feel the need to have a purpose, or like, you know, making a difference in someone's life. And it's hard to do that in corporate America when you have all these different structures and you're basically just this little pin, you know, needle in a haystack, like you said. So that's really, I guess, what pushed me to start my business. Is I want to do it on my own terms. I want to give back to my community on my own, not only with the confidence, but also like monetarily. I hope I get to a point where I can be like starting scholarships and getting people to chase their own dreams financially, because that's another like big I guess block in the road is we don't have the finances, we don't have the mentorship, we don't have a lot of the things that is necessary to be successful in these unconventional dreams, right? Like I know you wanted to do what was it?
It was back in high school. Like I had the idea of like being a DJ and like getting into music basically. But how I mentioned like when we were talking, like my parents kind of like, they did not say no, but they're like, like it's really hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
It's not the best way of getting money. If like it's really like the probabilities are low. So like they try to push you like, continue going to school, but do this as a hobby. And like,
don't take it seriously. Like you can do it for fun, but like also be a doctor.
Yeah. and it comes back to what you said, like we're conditioned to be successful because like they struggled, and even if it's not our struggle, like we feel like it's our responsibility, you know, meet those expectations, which is, it's hard. It's really hard because like meeting expectations, like we've learned, and I don't know, like for me, like trying to like learn as an adult is not healthy to meet expectations like somebody else's, like because most probably you're not going to meet those expectations. They probably want to like have more or it's not what they decide. But yeah, like it's being first generation is like difficult. And I mean, the whole cultural difference that we have to like pick up like here in America and then keep those like cultural like traditions as on your other culture. And for me, like being Mexican or Hispanic, it's hard to keep that balance.
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah, so
where you don't feel like you're throwing away your culture, but also you have to assimilate.
Yeah. And I mean, okay, maybe I'll leave this in. I don't know if it's too much political, but like the whole Cinco de Mayo, like especially today, like I've seen so many posts today. I'm just like, I feel Mexicans don't even celebrate Cinco de Mayo. I know, like it's like not even a thing. It's like, why are you appropriating this day? But yeah, it's really, first of all, like I really admire that. Like you're doing this because you want to give back to your community, and I think that's great. And right now we'll dive into like the different lines that you have. But like, for example, you told me that your first line was affirmations because it's something that we don't really, now at an age, we don't really like affirm ourselves. We're like,
we're always second guessing ourselves. And that part, that plays into the reason why we don't chase our dreams is because we don't even think we have the capability to get to a point where we can sustain ourselves off of it. And I don't know, maybe you could have been an awesome DJ if you would have just put your mind into it. Yeah. And I think that's something we all struggle with, first generation or not. Confidence, the confidence to actually do it, So that was the first collection. I am. It's all about I am affirmations. I am loved. I am worthy. I am, enough. I am more than enough. Just to remind people. And that's kind of the whole basis of the company. It's just like I am affirmations to build up your confidence, because a lot of times it's all in our head.
It's all like, literally you're like your worst enemy or your best friend. And honestly, I think we get to the worst enemy because we overthink and we double guess and I like that. Like the whole affirmation thing is really powerful. Like I've tried it, like being affirmative to myself, it really helps. So having it in a brand is really a really good idea. And I think it's a really good way to start like a company, a fashion company, how you did. So the whole affirmation thing, like did it derive to like your point on the fashion, like the fashion company, or how did you get that idea?
I think I always wanted to do a fashion company regardless. Again, I just didn't know. I feel like it needed to have a purpose. And it came to me honestly when I was watching a TED Talk video. I think it's called The Power of Confidence. And she basically talks, I think her name is Brittany. She talks about how in today's world, we have basically enough resources to be able to get out of our situations as first gen. You know, like we have education, we have YouTube, you can literally Google anything, you can literally Google how to start a business. We have all the resources, I guess, educationally necessary to start. But yet we still see a bunch of differences in equality.
Yeah.
And of course, financial differences plays a part into that. But another part, and what the video was talking about, is confidence. We don't give enough emphasis on confidence, especially as kids. And yeah, that's I was like, that is so true. That's so true. Like we always second guess ourselves. We don't, we don't even apply to some of these programs because we don't think we're going to get in. You can't get selected for something if you don't even apply.
Yeah.
We second guess ourselves, and we even, I feel like, put our own selves in barriers because we don't think we're going to be able to do it. But it's all about the confidence.
It is, honestly. And I think those barriers are, I mean, they develop within our household, or like trying to like kind of protect us. They're more like, we think they're to protect us, but they just become like a whole barrier that is not like the whole purpose. And right now, as an adult, like they're not gonna protect us. They're protecting you to like fail, but like, come on, like
you need to fail.
Yeah.
You need to fail. Like I hope everyone understands that the only way you're gonna learn or grow is by failing, or by learning, or by getting screwed.
Yeah.
Like, like if I find a supplier and they screw me over, best believe the next time I go out and find a supplier, I'm gonna like double check, triple check, get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna do it better. That's why you kind of want to fail. You want to have those like issues because you're never gonna do that again.
I love the passion though. I no, it's because it's true, and it's something like I personally resonate with that, because I've like in my I don't know how to say, like naiveness, I've like screwed up, and now I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna do this. I didn't know what to do. So like it reminds me to like not do certain things that at some point in my life like I screwed me over. But on your example, like, is perfectly understandable. You have to fail to like learn, and I feel that especially as a first gen, not knowing or not having a close relative or somebody close that has done what you want to do, it's hard. And and
I feel like also our parents try to protect us from failing, right? Oh, like don't
Yes.
don't go into DJ because you're probably gonna fail.
Yeah.
When in reality you should have done it, and if you failed, like you would have known how to do the next thing better. And it might have not been corporate America.
I mean, yeah, like corporate America is how we were saying, it's a whole Shark Tank.
A Shark Tank.
It's crazy. And I mean, here in Chicago, like you see it like in the streets, like how fast moving it is sometimes. Well, right now with COVID, like it's less, but you feel like the tension. And what we talked about, like we worked in the same company, some people were like really like down low, like it would break them. So that's why like I'm part of corporate America, just to survive, but not.
No, I mean, I don't regret my decision of going into corporate. I've met great people, and it funds my business.
No, yeah.
Like there's no way I would have started it if I didn't have enough capital to sustain it. And that's, I think a lot, there was a lot of people during, quarantine that started businesses that I feel like aren't able to keep up with it because that's their only source of income. Yeah. Thankfully for me, I still have a full-time job that's able to fund anything that I want to do in my business.
Yeah.
If I solely relied on my small business, I would be struggling.
But okay, so this is good gateway to what I was gonna ask. So like being in corporate America, like has it helped you understand how to run your business?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. In my business, I am literally everything. I'm the accountant. I am procurement. I am sales. I am marketing. I'm finance. I hate finance.
Yeah.
I'm literally everything. So, I mean, it didn't teach me the nitty gritty, but it definitely gave me a general overview of how a business is supposed to be run and what like I need to take into consideration when I'm building a brand. But honestly, a lot of it is just learning as you go.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good. And has corporate America made you a shark in this tank?
I definitely don't think so. No, I am honestly, no. In corporate specifically, no.
Okay. It's more like has
Wait, what do you mean by?
So like, okay. So like, of the people I've met within corporate America, like they don't change, but like you just like, it creates, I don't know how to put it. It's like a Spanish term, the colmillo, which it makes you more like assertive. Like it makes you more like.
No, I'm so soft spoken. If no one talks to me, I won't talk. Thankfully, I've had like really great people who have noticed my ability, especially in corporate America, without me having to be, that assertive.
Yeah.
I've never had to like ask for a promotion. Like it's always been given to me.
Okay, good.
Before I honestly, if I would have asked for it, I would have asked for more than what they would have originally given me. Like I'm just one of those people that I hate. But thankfully, I hate asking, or I hate like having to fend for myself. But thankfully I've had people that have done that for me and that are in higher levels to, get that done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like on the business side too, maybe that it kind of goes to my disadvantage because I feel like I'm the worst business owner because if someone's like, oh my gosh, I love that sweater, I'm like, have it. You don't even have to pay me. I'm so not assertive. So definitely no, I'm not a shark.
But I mean, like you have your business, like you have like you're wearing so many caps, like within your business. I feel that makes up for that. And like you don't have to be a shark to have like a great business. Like you don't like having that like giving like a vibe. I want to say vibe. Like that's great because people love that, and especially right now, like. If they see that from you, like your community or your brand is gonna grow because they're gonna be like, oh my god, like she's so nice, or like she stands with what she's promoting in the brand, like that vibe, that giving. Yeah. So I feel that's your thing. So like, don't worry. Like I'm just asking about the whole shark thing.
Yeah, no. Thankfully, I have not become different. I don't think, and I hope to stay that way. I don't want to take advantage of people the way. A lot of huge corporations have to in order to be as successful as they are. Not everyone gets a bite of the cake.
Oh yeah, it's crazy out there. I mean, I think we see it firsthand a lot of the time, and it's scary. But okay, let's continue. Okay, so right now we already talked about your first line. Right now, are you in the process of the second line? Like right now?
Yeah, I was already actually supposed to launch, but delays happen. I ordered some custom packaging, and it's been delayed, so I haven't been able to do it. But I can tell you that it's all about first generation.
Okay, good.
Yeah, my next collection. It's May 5th today when we're recording. May 1st was decision day where everyone, decides where they're going to go. Yeah. So I thought it was a perfect time to, reaffirm all first gen, of their capabilities and their abilities to, achieve their dreams and be whoever they want to be. So I'm excited for this new collection.
That's pretty exciting. Like I honestly, I thought about like, because like I love the whole idea of like you having like a different subject like for each release, like purpose. Yes, exactly. And
behind every collection, and I hope I like it that way. I like it, collections being small and having a specific purpose. Sorry.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
I like every collection being small and having a specific purpose. I feel like that's the only way I'm able to manage it. If I was doing like multiple things and multiple collections in different areas, I would lose my mind.
No, I mean, I totally understand. Like, I mean, you're already wearing, I don't know how many like hats. Like, but I think it's a really smart way to like approach the scenario, because like you have like a whole common like theme to handle everything in the way that you want it to be, and that's the key thing, like the way that you want it to be, not some other type of way. Because if you had, let's say, like a second person, like a partner, like there's conflicts and everything. So I think that's pretty smart. I think that's great, because it keeps you in control. So you having control, like, was that something that you were like really trying to have like in your like company or like in your brand? Did you think of like having friends with like develop it with you? Or
I honestly don't know anyone who would who would want to. I don't know anyone who's like into fashion and wanting to start a business like that. So I did it on my own. I have the supportive friends, like all my friends are my models. Yeah. My mom helps me, make decisions. So I definitely have support system, but I'm definitely in control. And I hope to keep it that way. If it does like pop off or like, start getting a little bit bigger, I do hope to, involve my family a little bit more and involve my friends. A lot of my friends are business majors and, accountants. So hopefully at some point I can pay them to do that. But yeah, definitely creatively and business likewise, I hope to remain in control. I don't ever want to get into like venture, like getting capital from other people that determine the outcome of my company. Like I want it to remain with the purpose that I want it to have, and the community that I want to serve, not what they want.
No, I think that's really important, because like I'm not a business guy, but like what I've seen, like when a new company comes in, like a startup, like whenever you need capital, I mean, they start like saying, no, but we want this, and then like we don't think that's a good idea. So that's really good. I just hope, I know that it's gonna grow, because like how I said, I think that's really what you're doing is really good and really important. I think it has good a good opportunity for like to grow and have a good community. So I do think that it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be able to pay your friends and everything. Like I think that's really important. And I think, do you think it's like way more accessible now in this age in technology and Instagram and everything?
100%, 1000%. Like Shopify, Etsy, like that's the avenue to create. Like before, you would have to get a web developer and like all these people to just get a website uploaded. Now you can do it. Like everything on Shopify is automated. I mean, it takes a lot of time to like upload the picture and get the copyright right. But like once you get a hang of it, it's really easy. And you can, if you have any trouble, literally just Google. I literally Google it, or like YouTube. Someone out there will like help you.
That's good.
Yeah. And what other aspects? And with social media, like now you can like brand it without having to like have an ad on TV and pay $1 million.
Oh yeah.
TikTok. I love TikTok. Oh
my God.
The power of TikTok, the amount of small businesses that have like popped off or like created this like huge community solely off of TikTok is insane. So yes, definitely right now is the moment to start an online business, because you have, again, the resources. We just don't have the confidence. We just don't have the confidence to do it.
I totally agree. I mean, did you struggle like okay, let me ask you this, like asking you that previous question, what was the hardest thing to like get to start your like brand? Like
I wouldn't say like one specific thing is the hardest thing. A collection of everything together, especially since I didn't know, especially like how to register a business, how to pay taxes every month, like how to register as you need like a sales certificate in Illinois, like how to get that. You could literally just Google it, and I found out how to do it. But like it's a process of research and like making sure you're doing everything legally. So I did it. it took me like 3 or 4 months just to like, you know, do enough research to a point where I can even just like start it. But it's not an issue of not having, you know, the knowledge out there. The knowledge is out there. It's about like, okay, you're going to dedicate a couple months to do this and you want to do it, and I'm going to have the confidence to do it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And what would you say to somebody who wants to start like a fashion business? Like what to prepare about?
Research, literally. Yeah, I would say like look at other businesses for inspiration too. What makes them unique and what would make you unique, because there's a lot of brands out there. Yeah, but if you want to start a business, this is a perfect time to do it. You have all the resources, you need to do it. You just need to do it. Just need to have confidence.
No, yeah, like I totally agree.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is research though. To find suppliers, to find, you know, the quality that you want, to know how to like brand your name or like add a tag. Who are the people to go to for like custom stuff? Where to get your packaging from? Should you use like box packaging or, you know, plastic packaging? All these things are things you need to research. I mean, every small business is going to be different, but the more knowledge you have, the better you're going to be in the long term. So if you know, the more research you do, the better you're going to be in the long term. So you can like kind of predict what you're going to have to do in the future versus getting to that point. You're like, okay, now I need to find an accountant versus already having researched what you should have done. And definitely register as a business. Like a lot of people are starting businesses as a hobby and not registering. Just register. It's like $60. It takes like a month to complete. Just do it. And then you can get a PPP loan if COVID ever hits again.
Oh, look at that.
There's actually loans out there specifically for registered businesses, not just hobbyists. And if you don't have that certification, then what determines if you're a business or a hobby?
Oh, that's okay. That's something I'm interested in. But because like I've seen how you said like the whole TikToks, businesses. I know friends that they've thought about like having businesses. And okay, like what I've had thought it was like, you know, probably start with a brand and just go from there. But no, that's really good advice, because like, I mean, you learn as you go, but you're already like prepared.
You have to anticipate what you're gonna be faced with in the future. Otherwise, it's a game of you know, you're catching up to yourself.
Okay,
versus if you already know, if I hit, you know, this many sales, like I'm going to need to bring in this type of person, or like I'm going to need to outsource my accounting and my finances and my bookkeeping, and, you know, versus struggling the entire time, because it takes a lot of research, and you can't be doing research and designing and, you know. Okay. Well, so everybody that wants to start a business, research. But okay, that's great advice, and I think that could be applied to like not outside of fashion, right? Honestly, anything. If you outside of small like business, if you want to go into consulting, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about like what consulting is, and, you know, how much they get paid, and what to specialize in, and any aspect of life. Literally, just YouTube and Google. You will find someone out there that can give you advice. LinkedIn, like you can reach out to people who are literally in your industry.
LinkedIn has been like the power that it has is really scary, because like how you said, like you can like look for somebody that's like under fashion or something, and most of the time like they'll answer.
Most of the time people want to talk about themselves. Like people want to give you advice. Like I would totally, if you are interested in any area, it doesn't have to be small business, go on LinkedIn and find mentors, because I feel like that's what we lack a lot in our community, like in first gen community. We don't have someone to talk to ask like, hey, should I, you know, go into marketing or should I go into accounting? Go to talk to someone that's in marketing and go to talk to someone that's in accounting and see the difference.
I totally agree. Like I personally don't have like a concrete mentor that I go talk to. Like I've met people I usually talk to.
You need one.
I do need one.
That's crucial, especially in corporate America. You need a mentor and a sponsor, and they're two different people.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to get into it because I feel like we're getting out of topic. But a mentor is someone who you go to for advice, right? But they don't necessarily, they're like managers, senior managers, but they don't necessarily have the power to be like, I'm gonna make you, I'm gonna promote you, right? They might be able to tell someone about you and how great you are, and make the promotion happen that way. But they don't necessarily have the power or like level to do it. But they have great experience. They have, they could give you advice. The sponsor is the one that's like really going to make a difference in your life. Okay. They don't necessarily have like the time to really like mentor you, and they can't really hop in a 1 hour chat with you every week or whatever. But they do have the power to get you to where you want to go. Okay. So for my advice, and usually the sponsor comes from the mentor. Your mentor will talk about you to other people, bring you into different projects, and then that's where you're like, find the sponsor. And once you have that relationship, they'll bring you into wherever you want to go.
Okay, got it. Okay, I had no idea. Like, I oversaw. I've heard of like sponsors, but like I never really dove into like learning.
Yeah, I never knew about a sponsor, but now I know the difference between a mentor and a sponsor, and there's a huge difference. I mean, the mentor is great, and they'll definitely put their best foot forward for you. Yeah. But the sponsor is really, the person that makes a difference in your life.
Yeah, it's like the decision maker. Yeah. Okay, so already gave like a little career advice. Let's jump back. But this is like everything kind of like relates.
Yeah, it relates to really, confidence.
Confidence is the topic of today. But okay, so right now you mentioned like inspiration within the whole fashion. I want to ask you, like, what inspires you? Like, what would you say you do, let's say, when you're like trying to figure out the next brand, or the next line? What do you do like to get inspiration? Who do you go to, or what?
Well, one, because my every, I guess, collection comes with the purpose. The purpose comes first. Like that's where my inspiration comes, and then I find the idea of doing hoodies or like doing like socks or whatever. Yeah. That comes second. So first is the purpose, and it really like that's the driver for everything to me. Yeah. But honestly, working out is where I get most of my inspiration from. I get to clear my head away from like everyday decisions and life and work. And biking. I love biking, especially because I don't realize that I'm biking, but like my head is somewhere else. And especially in Chicago, like down Lakeshore, the view is amazing. So I'm like, oh yeah. It's like it clears your mind so good, like that's my main point. And what I really like to do too is go biking and take a journal with me. And then like be in nature and just like jot down everything that I'm thinking about, because I think reflection is a huge thing too, or part of the like inspiration process. Okay, that's really good advice. I agree. First of all, the Chicago like Lakeshore, like I love it. So I totally understand where you're like that as a spot for inspiration comes in. And yeah, working out like really helps out clear mentally, the mind. Like I've done the same thing. Like I usually listen to, it's like I have like 3 moods. So like I listen to music, or I listen to podcasts, or I listen to like YouTube videos. Same. Yeah. So it's like, and it depends on my mood or what I'm trying to do. And yeah, like most of the time, if I'm trying to figure out something outside of like the podcast, like technology wise, I'll listen to technology videos, and like I don't know, it kind of you're like learning, you're learning and like doing stuff. It's like, oh, like this could work with this other thing, and so really, I think that's a really good thing to do, like working out. And I think the important part too is what are you consuming? Are you like watching like Netflix all the time? And not that's bad, but I'm literally always on podcast or YouTube. I'm like, I just love hearing other people's perspective on, politics and economics and business, hearing other people's story. I really enjoy what is it called? The How I Built This podcast. Oh, yeah. Where like other people's like
Yeah,
it's so inspirational. Like, they did that, I could do that too.
Yeah,
like, what's stopping me from doing what they did?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is to be on that podcast.
Yeah.
But no, exactly how you're saying it. Like, you hear some other people like do something that you want to do, and it's just like, why am I not like doing it? Like, if they could do it, like I could do it. Yeah, like I think that's great, and I think everybody should like listen to like.
Oh yeah, listen to podcasts.
Work out.
Just expand your view on life. Don't be so listening to everything everyone else has to say. You know.
Yeah. I would say, how you say, expand your mind. Explore.
Yeah, expand.
If you're interested in something, I mean, go work out. Go out walking or go biking.
Just walking too clears your head.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be like lifting weights at the gym, but just something that clears your mind. And then, what are you putting back into your mind too? Mm-hmm. Podcasts, YouTube videos, mm-hmm. books.
I feel books is really hard now.
Yeah, I don't have time to do that.
Me neither.
I don't have time to read, but I love reading books, honestly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a big list of books that I want to like tackle, and it's like
if you're like asking me what book I would recommend, one I would recommend is, what is it? The Defining Decade.
Okay.
It's really good. It's basically about how in your 20s is basically the decade that determines your outlook in life. Mm-hmm. Like, are you gonna take the risk? Mm-hmm. Are you gonna chase your dreams, or are you gonna like stay in corporate?
Stay in corporate America.
Stay in corporate. No, yeah. Basically, in your 20s is basically because you don't have enough risk. You don't have kids. Like, you're barely starting your career.
Yeah, you don't have like a lot of responsibilities. Yeah,
exactly. So that's the year that you should, or the decade you should really like pay attention to what you're doing and what you're putting your time to.
Okay, so. Now that you're saying that, like, did you feel that right now in your 20s was like the time to actually do like your company?
Yeah, I think too, because of COVID, I had a lot of time on my hands. Mm-hmm. I was like, I need to do something. What is it? Yeah, and like I said, I knew I had always wanted to start a business, a fashion brand. When I launched, one of my friends was like, I've been waiting for your collection for years. It's something I feel like people who knew me from childhood expected. Mm-hmm. For me, it was like, okay, what's the purpose behind it though? I'm not just going to start another Fashion Nova boutique. For me, I really needed to find the purpose behind everything that I do, especially because I feel like I gave up that purpose, I guess, a little bit when I decided to do business in corporate. It's hard to really make an impact.
Yeah. So
in that way.
So I was gonna like ask you about it because when we were talking before, you mentioned that you kind of like you didn't forget, but you like diverged from like that pursuing of fashion. And what kind of like brought you back?
I think I mentioned it a little bit. I guess we all go through this, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Post graduation, when we have the job that we wanted, we have the career, we have that high GPA, we feel like, okay, like what's next? Like,
oh yeah,
is this it? Like, this is my life for the next 40 years. I really went through that, kind of reflecting on my life choices, I guess, and saying, okay, is this what I was really expecting? Did I just do this because American dream, everyone told me this is like the way to go, like get your career, get corporate America, start investing in your 401k.
Oh yeah,
definitely do that one. I reflected, and I think through some therapy sessions I realized that I have always had this like creative nature to me that I had put off for so long. But I needed to get back to like mentally feel like, okay, I'm doing something. I'm like, I love this aspect. I mean, it doesn't mean that you need to like leave corporate America, but I stopped even making dresses. I never touched my sewing machine for like 4 years, basically. And I feel like, not that I regret that, but I feel like I wish I would have continued at least growing my skills in that area that I was so passionate about.
Okay. I don't think so. First, I'm not correcting you. Like that happened to me too. And honestly, I've talked to like other people, and I mean, it's just
common.
It is a common thing because like you're first of all,
because you're I guess so narrow focused on like, I gotta get this degree,
Yes.
high GPA, I need to secure the bag and get like, you know, this awesome job in corporate America, that we forget to like even think like, is that even something you want? Like, or can you be doing something else as well?
And I think like we lie ourselves thinking this is what I want, like this is what I need and everything, and then once you got it, like it's like, okay, then
Okay, cool, next.
Yeah, like you feel that little piece of like happiness at the moment of getting it, and then you're like, okay, then what's next?
And then you're working 40 hours a week, maybe 60.
I mean, crazy hours. And yeah, so I think that is a really good like something to reflect. And anybody that's listening, like if you're in college, don't think about like why are you trying to achieve? Like, are you trying to get the bag, get the diploma, and get that career? But what are you gonna do next after that?
Yeah, also don't forget about your hobbies. I feel like I totally threw away they're like childhood hobbies for me, when in reality that's something that I was passionate about, like from deep within me. And I was like, ugh, childhood, like I'm grown now.
No, yeah, we're like that was like from when I was like little and everything. But
you come back to it
because like it brings you happiness. And I think with something, and not only like from first gen, it's just like something generally that adults don't like really dive into. Like, for example, I love taking apart my toys thinking I could make something
new.
Yeah, and like right now, like until today, like I love taking apart things, learning how to make them work. I watch robotics videos and everything, and because as a kid, you know, that's like a really
something
good,
that like stimulated your mind.
Stimulates. So like I think it's something that we should like push in like with kids, like, oh, like what do you like to do? You see it as like, okay, how can I help develop that so they can find their not true purpose, but like something that they're gonna like doing the next 40 years after college. So I mean, I feel that's a good answer that is like a lot of people can resonate with, because we do forget what we want to do.
Yeah, you're like so narrow focused, like it's crazy. Like I feel like I was in a bubble almost.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're just there. Like, I mean, the 4 years, and then you're out of your house and then coming back to your house, and then, you know, waiting that winter summer break and then going back, and it's crazy. And so right now, I don't know, like with the whole TikTok and everything, I feel that it's more accessible to pursue what you want to do, like outside of college.
Yeah, we have like millionaire dancers out here on TikTok.
No, yeah, and like
yeah,
it's, what would you say like to people that want to, like, what would you say like to yourself, your younger self, to like try to stay in that like creative route? Like, would you say don't give up, or would you say like continue going?
Don't give up, but also don't be afraid of what others think of you. You know, that's part of, I guess, a little bit of confidence too. And it's hard to, like, how do you build your confidence? You go to the gym to build muscles, but like, how do you build your confidence?
Yeah,
I think it's just by doing. The more you do something, the more you get comfortable doing it, the more you'll love it, the more, you know, like, the more you have the confidence to do it again. So just do it. Just start. If you want to, you know, make a little TikTok dance, make the TikTok dance. Don't care about what other people are going to say about your TikTok dance. Like, just do it.
Yeah.
And someone else, especially on TikTok, since the algorithm just like shoots your content to everyone, someone else is going to enjoy it. It doesn't have to be your friend.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, that's a really important thing. Like friends are good, they're gonna like it, but like don't aim to like please your
friends. Yeah,
it's like aim for like what you're trying to do. Like, and right now, like we can see like people are getting like millionaires, becoming millionaires just by doing TikTok videos. my brother does streaming like outside of college, and like he's doing like good. You can see the numbers growing. Like I think being right now, like if we wanted to do something when we were younger, we would needed this kind of like environment. But now
it's so easy now.
No, it's so easy now. So
yeah, we have the resources. Do you have the confidence to do it?
and that, I think that's what everybody right now has, like confidence. Like everybody's like becomes millionaires, have that confidence, and that's why they're like going at it and they're growing, and it's crazy. It's something that we do have to remember, and yeah, like it's really weird times. I just want to say that it's surprising that how
imagine people who are like older than us, how they feel.
I think that's where I'm like,
technology has
going.
changed so much, and it's only going to change. So might as well just start now and get used to it, and build a community, do what you want to do, because in 10 years I don't even know if they're going to need that many corporate
employees. I agree. Like it's so easy to like have like a side gig and also be in corporate,
and especially working from home.
Oh yeah, like working from home, which I hope like it kind of stays. Like I think it's gonna like dissolve some traditional like structures, and it's gonna be like up for grabs. And if you're good and if you're smart, and especially like right now with your whole like brand, like I think if you know what you're doing and you know the vision that you want and have the confidence, I mean, the sky limit.
You're successful. You're gonna be successful. Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Agree.
And so, any like fashion icons that you like get inspiration from?
I wouldn't say fashion icons, more like business inspiration. Sophia Amoruso, who was the founder of Nasty Gal, she's my inspiration.
Oh my god, yes, I know.
The girl boss on Netflix. When I watched that, I was like, I can do that. Yes. She's my inspiration, but one, because she started this like massive multi-billion-dollar company, but also because she's introverted and I'm introverted. So I feel the struggle every time she talks about like, yeah, I hate, posting on TikTok and posting on Insta. Same. Like, I feel like I'm almost forced to do it as a business owner now. And a lot of people don't like realize that I'm introverted, because I can become extroverted in certain, scenarios, but I very much enjoy my alone time.
I was gonna say on the time that I met you, like I had no idea. Yeah, like I was like, oh, like she's really like extrovert and everything.
I'm not. I'm really not. No, I feel like it's also because a lot of people feel like introverted people are just like awkwardly social, like socially awkward. And that's not the case. It's just someone who enjoys being alone versus being in a group of people. And if I'm on one-on-one, that's totally fine. But as more people, the more like I'm like, okay, I need to go home.
it drains your battery.
Yeah.
No, I totally understand that. Like, I do enjoy my alone time. And
a little too much.
Oh my god!
I love reading and like watching YouTube videos.
I mean, it's because it's peace. It's literally peace.
I'm in my own mind and I like it. I like my mind.
Oh yeah. Did the quarantine bring a good amount of time for you too?
A little too much. I started getting into, because if you reflect too much, you start like questioning like your whole life.
Oh yeah.
Especially with everything that was going on. Anxiety was rampant. But I do enjoy working from home and being alone.
Good. I mean, if work from home stays, perfect.
Yeah, ideal, especially as a small business owner and a full-time employee.
Yeah. Like, I mean, but you have enough time. I think like working from home, and tell me if I'm wrong, did it bring enough time to do both at the same time? Do you think that if this wasn't the case, would you not be able to do it?
I don't think I would have been time-wise in general, or maybe it would have just taken me longer to do it, because it does take forever to set up.
Yeah.
Especially launching. You know, you have to get your website and legal and accounting and everything started. So the first couple of months is a lot, especially if you're doing a lot of research too. Now that it's all up and running, I just need to update the pictures, update everything. Versus actually getting it off the ground. Okay. So yeah, I'm thankful. I'm almost thankful that I had the time during COVID.
Great timing. Okay. And this is, I think this is like one of the last questions that I have. Do you think being in Chicago so my question is going to derive of the whole working from home. Do you think being like here in Chicago is a good like influence on your like brand? Or do you think that doesn't matter? Like
I don't think it matters. Honestly, it's all online these days. Yeah. Chicago is just where I feel most comfortable in. And I don't know if I'm going to stay here. So yeah, okay. I don't think Chicago is necessarily has to do anything with my brand, honestly. Okay. So, and would you say like, you don't have to move around like all the way to like, Cali or Florida to like achieve your dream at this point? Like if you have something like this kind of dream, like if it's doable online, try to keep it as simple as you can. Honestly, I've seen people in like other parts of the country like start businesses. Yeah. And I'm like, you're crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Location doesn't really matter for me. I think why I love Chicago is community. I know like there's a big, Latino community here that I really enjoy. I know there's programs here that support our community and which I hope to, work with in the future. That's the only aspect, I guess, that I would really that would potentially that would potentially help. But I don't think, there's programs like that and there's communities everywhere in their country. So I don't think that's specific to Chicago. Okay. I think that's a good thing to think about because how things are changing right now so fast. Everything. You can do anything, honestly, online in any part of the country, in any part of the world, honestly. If you have Wi-Fi, then it's doable. Yeah, exactly. You have a computer and like Wi-Fi, or like even a phone, like the sky's the limit. So chase your dreams. Yeah, exactly, guys. Like Noemi is doing great. Thanks. How long? So this is my last question. So how long since you started your brand, or that you officially like? I launched officially December 1st, so it's been 6 months. So yeah, it's gonna 6 months. Oh my God! Wow. Look at that. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to know that. It's been growing fast. Would you say? Yeah, I feel like I needed to take time off almost. And I'm glad that, that's part of the reason why I keep it in my own hands. I don't have anyone telling me you have to do this or you have to do that or you have to hit this many sales. It's all on my own terms and I get to do whatever I want with my business. So it's yours. Like you can do whatever you want. Yeah. I hope to continue this like format that I have though in like collections during certain seasons because honestly, it's hard to do it full time all the time, right? Yeah. And I guess that's what I notice is like I don't want my passion to become something that I hate doing. Right. And if I keep stressing myself over like making these many sales and you have to post twice on Instagram every day and then it becomes a job. Like then it becomes something that I'm not passionate about. So I try to stay away from like, having that stress of like you have to do this and you have to do that. And I think, keeping it healthy, basically. Like keeping it me. Like keeping it on my terms is what I will hope to continue doing. I think you have a good grasp of things. So I really think I look forward for the next lines. Next collections. Yeah. Coming soon. So give us your Instagram, your website, anything that you wanna like promote yourself. Yeah. Right. So I guess my business website on TikTok, everything is shop.iamdesigns. You can find us there. That's good. Yeah. That's on TikTok, honestly, I give a lot of business advice too. On Instagram, I kind of keep it like chill and like strictly product. But on TikTok, if you really are looking to start a business and want to see behind the scenes, definitely check it out.
Okay, so you heard it here,
You heard
guys.
it here first.
shop.imdesign.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna put like things here, your
Here's
handles.
the handle.
So, but yeah, thank you so much, Noemi, for sharing about your endeavor, your brand, everything, your experiences, which is the most important to learn about. And yeah, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Really happy to have you. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
No problem. See you guys.